Hello and welcome. You are listening to episode 102 of the Nearly Men Video Games Podcast, coming to you live on Twitch from Scotland on Thursday, 10th of February 2022. I am Colin NM, and joining me today is Blunderboy87.
Evening.
And Paul Kaczynski.
Oh, hello there.
Yes, we are the Nearly Men, and this episode of the podcast is brought to you by executive producer Hamster Boy. Producer. We have nothing to do with the video games industry. We don't make them, we don't sell them, we're not even particularly good at them. We are the Nearly Men, and at some point you have probably kicked our asses online.
Bow, 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 bow.
Look at all this. This is very fancy, this. This is very fancy.
Sleek.
You like a paint?
But a wee lick of paint here, there, and everywhere. I mean, don't check behind things. We've only painted the stuff you can see.
Oh, aye.
Don't move the couch or anything like that. It'll just still look the same.
Yeah.
It's just a bit dustier.
Bloody, were you actually licking the paint there?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
That does, yeah.
I feel like explains a lot.
Paint's my favourite flavour.
Oh, well, hello, gentlemen. How you doing?
All good.
Well, sir,
Yes.
well.
As we rest it, obviously, it is, of course, primarily an audio podcast, so us talking about how slick everything looks is no use for all our trusty listeners to the podcast, but
Still sounds as bad.
Aye. Well, it's not me to do about that. Listen, if you're still here after episode 102, then you've only yourselves to blame, right? If you don't like what you see by now, or what you hear by now, well, this is more of a you problem than an us problem. I feel, fool me once, shame on me. No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 102 times, definitely shame on you. Right? No, me. Wait, who am I in this? Who am I in this analogy? Am I the you or am I the me?
You're both.
But am I the?
What came first?
Shame me once. Shame me once. Fool on you.
That has to be one of my favourite George Bush moments of all time. But did you know that George Bush consistently stands on his dog?
I'm sorry, what?
He consistently stands on his dog. Watch news footage of him, right?
just George.
No
Bush standing
doubt
on his
there
dog.
is some sort of supercut out there of George W. Bush standing on his dog. Did it
That
loads? It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
The dog was a paid actor.
Not like angrily stood him, just
What,
like
the
tripped
dog
over him.
was some sort of crisis actor? Is that what you're saying? Yeah?
We've all been there, Colin. We've all been there.
George W. Bush stepping his dog with some sort of false flag thing? Is that what you're trying to say? I've just attracted a whole new demographic to this podcast just by saying this here.
Yep.
May regret it already.
Shenanigans.
Anyway, we're off to a wonderful start as ever. So hello out there. We are the Nearly Men, and we love to hear what you guys have been up to. If you would like to tell us what you've been playing, or what you're thinking, or even just send us hate mail related to our Game of the Year, well, here is how you do it.
Reaching the Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for the Nearly Men Video Games Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kaczynski, all one word. Follow Blunderboy at Blunderboy87. And let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com. So what are you waiting for?
Yes. So what are you waiting for, gentlemen? What have you got any words since last time? Is there anything that's been that's been
we learned new words.
it's really just been sitting there and you just can't wait to get out, or you want to just get tore in? What Paolo, what is on the tip of your tongue right now?
Oh, well, Blunder did have something on the tip of his tongue there, rather
I
than
know,
me
but
making
we're
something
going
up.
to tease. We're going to tease. Oh, you're going to have to make something. Right, okay, Blunder. While Paul makes something up, Blunder.
So I'm just going to go and say I did the thing I do every year where I forget the best game I played that year. I did
Too
it
late.
again.
Oh,
No,
it's-
but this is
Take
always... No, I know, but I wouldn't change. But we do this every year. We do
It's
the game of
actually
the year,
admitting it
and
again.
the week after, Paul goes, "You know, you didn't mention that game you loved," and I go, "Oh, that came out last year." So the game I did forget, which everyone should go play and buy, is Guardians of the Galaxy. But like, it was so good, I forgot it came out last year.
That's outrageous.
I do it every year. I do it
can't
every
say
year.
it. When I ask for
every
your
year.
input, I can't say, "Oh, are you not going to put in Guardians of the Galaxy?" That's
Well,
steering
I
you.
know,
Do you know what I
but
mean?
usually, like, I was walking home last time I was doing it. I just went and Googled and was like, "What came out last year that I played?"
you know
And I'm not unhappy with my choices. I will say I'm not happy with my choices.
We
But
worked
I did
very hard,
Oh,
very
Much
hard
choice,
to
well.
craft a professional image here on this podcast that we are serious gaming personalities, and yeah, you've just thrown us right under the bus there.
Well, to be fair, I play so many games. I need to use Google. I don't remember what I've done.
That
Oh,
shows
I
you.
played so many games.
That's another my wallet's too small for my 50s thing there. Blunder's like, I have so many games that rather than looking at my game collection, it's actually quicker to Google the World Wide Web.
Yes.
A database of every game in the world, and yet somehow that is smaller than the actual games, the amount of games I own.
I'm going to say my game library spilleth over.
Game with library spilling over. Dearie me.
So is the word of Blunder Boy. Yeah,
Shocking.
Paolo, this brought back terrible flashbacks to you, didn't it? You last year were adamant the game of the year should have been Ghost of Tsushima, and
No, it's not that. It's not.
Blunder
It's not.
forgot again.
It's not that I thought it should have been Game of the Year. It's the fact it would have been Game of the Year. In our point system, if Blunder actually remembered the game Ghost of Tsushima was there, it would have knocked it to the Game of the Year, and The Last of Us would have been the Game of the Year.
I for one, I'm delighted for Blunder and his goldfish brain, because
You knew.
I very much like Ghost of Tsushima. I've grown to like it more. Still not as good as The Last of Us 2. So there we go. Yeah. First of all, I need to address something. Again, this is something for the unbelievable. I'm getting absolute shade from these two ingrates sitting either side of me. It wouldn't know a good game if it jumped up and slapped them in the backside. I can't help but notice, Blunder Boy, that you and I are twinsies today. We're
Yes,
both
we
wearing
are.
our Nearly Men hoodies. Look at those. Where's yours, Paolo? Where's yours? Where's your hoodie, Paolo?
I wasn't given one.
Oh, you weren't given one.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, this is for the visual listeners. Have you fixed the A? Because was the A not green?
The A is green, yes.
Mine is purple. It's fine.
Oh,
And
that's
my is blue.
the green
They're
screen is actually
customised.
so good. It actually looks like it's that colour.
We're geniuses, but
Very good,
when somebody
very good.
gets their own podcast, their own hoodie, they'll be like,
Oh, it's not
"Mine is a
blue.
different colour."
No, but who's the green there, man? It's like whenever my Marvel hoodie thing and all the Hulks go invisible.
Yeah,
That's
well,
right,
exactly.
Full of holes.
Full of holes.
He shot up
looks
before
like
I came in.
Blunder's mid-disintegration.
Snap.
Yes, Blunder's got a Nearly Men hoodie, as have I. They're very comfy.
They're very warm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep,
Like
they're good.
I put it on and went, oh, it's got nice arms.
I should say that I got the wee Maverick one. It's not that I haven't got one. I got the wee Maverick one.
Yes, he just decided not to play it himself, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. If you would like to get yourself a lovely Nearly Men hoodie or one of the wonderful T-shirts, there you can get them at printbunker.co.uk. And of course, there's a series, you can get a little menu, there's a series of collections, and you can find the Nearly Men in amongst the collections. You will find all of our stuff there. There's the Nearly Men Heads t-shirt, there's the Tetris t-shirt that's also available on the hoodie. There is the controller, and is there another one? Is that it? I think that may be it. And the t-shirts are $15.99, including postage, and the hoodies are an absolute steal.
Bargain.
At £20.99.
Bargain.
So yeah, check it out at printbunker.co.uk, and you'll be able to check it out there. Get yourself looking sweet in some Nearly Men swag. Right. Now, on the comments from the community in the previous episode, Paolo did ask, I think Paolo was trying to drum up some aggro in the Nearly Men Discord earlier on.
Baiting people, certain people.
Yep. And sure enough, didn't take much baiting for Tommy B to instantly reply to Paolo suggesting about Game of the Year being Returnal. And Tommy sent us a gif of an angry mob with flaming torches and pitchforks running through the town.
Yep. From
from
Shrek, I believe. Is that what the gif was from? Shrek or Beauty
I believe it was,
or whatever, yeah.
I mean, listen, all I've got to say is, we're used to this now as big time video game personalities. You can't please all the people all the time. You just have to sometimes. And to be honest, Tommy, we know what we're talking about, mate. So just take our word for it. Take our word for it.
Your opinion can't be bought, Tommy.
No, that's it. Absolutely not. Not at all. Anyway, enough of that. So, there was some news in video gaming this week. Being a bit sneaky as they usually are, Nintendo had another one of their Nintendo Directs, and I can't be the only one that felt it sort of like just crept up out of nowhere.
I think it was a 2-day warning, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is certainly, I mean, it's kind of the way Nintendo have been doing things for the last year or so, ever since they really started doing the Directs, as opposed to doing, big video game shows like E3 or anything like that. But they don't give you an awful lot of notice. Certainly Sony, when they do their state of plays, or even when Xbox, or things like the Game Awards with Jeff Keighley and all that, there's a bit of a build up over weeks and months. But they do sort of sneak these out. So this one came out just the other day, announcing a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I didn't see this live. I've been catching up on it since. But Paolo, I believe you did watch it live.
Mm-hmm.
What was your opinions?
I mean, I'm not the best judge of Nintendo stuff, to be honest. Blunder Boy is going to be far better judge of it. To me, it was just very dull. It was very. I think everybody wanted some sort of Breath of the Wild thing. I think that's what everybody was hoping out for, and possibly a release date. Because I think you've had a trailer, haven't you, for Breath of the Wild 2?
No, I think we've seen
a sneaky wee sort of
like a teaser, and you saw the title. That was all you saw.
Right.
I know that people went, oh, that could be anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, from what I could gather about everybody that was a bit Nintendo mad, that's what they were looking for last night, and it was kind of building up to something towards the end, and then it wasn't that. So
no, it certainly wasn't.
But other than that, it just seemed to be a big list of remasters and remakes, which I know is quite topical at the moment, but it just seemed like that's all it was, and it wasn't even like it was WoW remakes. Do you know what I mean? It was just kind of like things like the Force Unleashed and things that they're a bit like, okay. Look pants.
That was a bit of a surprise. I don't think anyone really saw that coming, but I don't think, of all the Star Wars games you might have wanted to see again, I don't know if that really.
I just don't know. I mean, I presume it's Aspire or Aspire, whatever they're called, that's doing it again. We just seem to be battering out Star Wars ports. But just the whole thing. I mean, the Mario game, what is it? Mario Strikers looked fun. But again, I think that's a rehash as well, is it not?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we're going to talk about that in just a minute, because I'm going to break down some of the games that we saw. But I don't know. As far as I'm aware, that's a sort of new IP, but I could be wrong.
Okay. As I say, I'm not the best person to ask with Nintendo stuff. Blunder's probably a better candidate for that grouping.
Okay, Blunder, you were also watching live. What was your thoughts?
Yeah.
It was just, I think that they kind of shot themselves in the foot, and I think part of me feels like they knew they were about to shoot themselves in the foot, so that's why it was kind of like, we're doing a direct, don't tell anybody, because it was like, I mean, and people were kind of like, oh, there's a direct coming, and then it was here, and I was like, oh, that was really fast. So I was watching a streamer watch it, so I was kind of seeing their reaction to it, and they're a massive Nintendo fan, but they were kind of, when they were getting interested, I would look, so I never looked that often.
Mm-hmm.
But the general consensus seems to be a lot of people going, oh, what's going on? The biggest ones coming out are Splatoon 3,
Mm-hmm.
The Chrono Cross remake, and Mario Strikers, the new Mario Strikers, which was people are interested in. And there was one other one, or there was two other ones. There was like Live and Live or something, which is a Square Enix game that only ever came out in Japan. So I guess that's why it's getting some buzz. And the Fates Houses game, it's like a spin-off of one of the big hitter games, Fire Emblem games. It's a spin-off, the very anime looking one. It's a spin-off of Fire Emblem Three Houses. So it's called Three Fates or something.
The new Kirby game, Hopes, isn't it? Hopes.
So in the new Kirby game, which looks really weird.
You can inhale a car.
So, yeah, some interesting reactions in it. So there was big things, but none of them were what people were looking for. Like you're saying, people were waiting for Breath of the Wild 2 and Bayonetta as well, Bayonetta 3,
and Metroid Prime,
and Metroid Dread, and the new Metroid Primes and stuff. So, and instead, as you say, it's like the Ezio collection, and you're kind of like, what? I played those games like 15 years ago or something. So very mixed. A very mixed bag, and a lot of eyebrow raises for myself. What?
It was kind of interesting. So I caught up on all this later, and I've not seen everything. I've kind of had a bit of a look at everything. I do see Josh Sandwich in the chat confirming that Mario Strikers has existed in the past.
Yeah.
So forgive me, you were correct. See, that's a game I obviously I was Nintendo up until N64. I never owned a GameCube, so I'm less familiar with Nintendo games kind of after then. So it kind of passed me by. But yeah, there was a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to cycle through a few things that was mentioned. Obviously, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which I think is the game you were talking about, Blunder. Yeah. Advanced Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp. Mario Strikers Battle League Football, which I think does look really good, actually. It basically seems to be sort of like Mario Kart meets five-a-sides. It's got a bit of Rocket League about it, but there's no cars involved. You're playing five-a-side football, essentially, but of course with the Mario Kart-style power-ups, green shells and various other things that can be used to gain an advantage. You can put armor on your characters. There's all sorts of powers and special shots, but it looks a lot of fun. Up to 8 players and can play on the one Switch as well. So could be brilliant for a little house party or whatever. That could be a lot of fun. I imagine it, the whole family around at Christmas or something, it could be hugely popular, as long as you've got enough bloody controllers, I suppose. But yeah, that looked pretty good. Splatoon 3, I did see, I think it was the wonderful Scruffy, actually, was talking about it on Twitter, saying that his family went a bit mad because they weren't really showing you much from Splatoon. Wanted to see more, and they just basically saw one game mode. Looked alright.
Something about a salmon.
Yeah, which is a game mode from Splatoon 2, as far as I'm aware. But this is, a sort of survival thing, a kind of PvE thing. It's alright, but again, Splatoon's not a game I know. I've heard great things about it. I bet if I was playing it one night with pals, kind of like all huddled around the one Switch, I'd probably have a great time, but it just doesn't really mean anything to me. Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers edition. I mean, there's all these special editions or remasters of things. Interesting thing, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Again, not my kind of game, but a friend of mine I see he's doing voice acting in it, so that's
that's
quite
exciting.
exciting.
Yeah.
That's Louise Stewart who's doing that. Who's going to be a voice in Xenoblade Chronicles
that's
3. I
cool.
don't know. I couldn't work out who she was playing. I
Mhm.
didn't recognize her voice in the trailer. So she must be doing an accent. There was quite a lot of different accents in it, lots of different voices. So I was like, I wasn't 100% sure. But that's super exciting for Louise. Good for her.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to have a quick look. Yeah, so obviously there's the Ezio collection. There's the Force Unleashed, both very old games that are being ported. Portal, the companion collections also coming again. Quite an old game. Very good games too. Very very good games that are coming. Will be great on the Switch, but I don't know if that's really going to set the header alight. No Man's Sky.
Oh, there you
I
go.
mean,
Surely that's
I
you getting your Switch
can't
now.
help but feel that the people who want you to play No Man's Sky are probably. I can't really feel that the definitive edition of No Man's Sky is going to be played on the Switch. But who knows? Who knows? It's just not for me. I've tried so many times to like No Man's Sky. It's just not for me. A couple of interesting things. Nintendo Switch Sports. Essentially, Wii Sports is back now. This does look cool.
Aye, that was
I'm a
good.
big
Yeah.
fan.
But
Big
again,
fan of the Wii Sports games.
Again, it is just Wii Sports
Mhm.
redone, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But if it's no broke, don't fix it. The whole
No,
thing,
and I
but-
think I think that if with the Switch being the quintessential, my brother and my sister have both bought Switches just recently. They've both
Mhm.
bought one for their house, and I'm already thinking, well, that'll be great. Can't wait to go around there and play the Switch, and these games are perfect for those occasions.
Yeah.
And so when the Switch Lite or whatever it's called, the handheld only Switch came in,
Mm.
I kind of thought, well, maybe they're kind of leaning away from a lot of the multiplayer stuff from Nintendo. Maybe they're kind of focusing more into sort of single player play on the go stuff. This is a sign that obviously they're still very much keeping their console as that hybrid where you can be handheld and you can be. And that's a good thing because that at the heart, that's the thing that does set the Switch apart, So yeah, Nintendo Switch Sports is coming with a bunch of different games. You're getting soccer, which is an odd choice, I think, given the fact that they've also brought out Mario Strikers Battle League Football.
Mhm.
But so that's coming out. It'll also include badminton. It'll include bowling, volleyball, chambara, which I think's a sort of fencing thing, and
Okay.
tennis. Interesting, they've got badminton and tennis. I know the games are, those are quite different sports to an extent. I'm not sure that the Wii Sport versions of them will be that different, but who knows? It just seems a wee bit weird. And also, they're going to be adding golf to it in the fall, so that's
Nice.
coming this fall. I guess that means there's no Mario Golf game coming anytime soon. But yeah, it sounds quite good. And another thing that they also announced was paid DLC, the Booster Course DLC, which is coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is the first wave of new tracks will be coming on the 18th of March. You can buy the whole lot for $24.99 US, and that will give you a release over a kind of roadmap throughout the year. You'll get 48 different courses until 2023, and these courses are basically going to be a greatest hits of the Mario Kart series, the collection. So it's going to be all the way from the first Mario Kart on the SNES all the way through to the last Mario Kart. They're going to be adding stuff. So there's going to be Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64 is going to be in the first lot. Tokyo Blur, I think it's called, from Mario Kart Tour. That's also going to be in the first raft as well. My original reaction when I saw this was I was like, oh my god, I guess they're just never going to make a new Mario Kart. Because essentially Mario Kart 8 was a Wii U game. I'm somewhat softening on that opinion now, a little bit. Blunder, you certainly seemed a wee bit more interested in this. I guess I just roll my eyes at it being paid DLC because I'm like, you're kind of really squeezing every last drop of money out of this. Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a smart business move in the sense that you've got people who obviously played it. Well, you get some people who played it on the Wii U because only some people had a Wii U. And then when they ported it to the Switch, they kind of gussied it up with the graphics and they added in characters. And then I don't know, for Mario Kart they did DLC characters. Part of me feels they did because they did it with Smash Bros as well. So it makes sense where you've got a system that really works to me instead of, as I said earlier, doing the FIFA thing of here's a new game every year. Let people have the game and not have to pay the price of a full new game just for a bunch of new courses or new tracks when they release something. And I think that I would, if I was a hardcore Mario Kart gamer, I'd rather pay money to get new courses into the game I own. So I've got tons of courses and tons of variety with all the characters I've bought or unlocked than pay, I mean, it's Nintendo, you're going to pay 50 quid for a brand new game and go, my last game did this, it's just different maps. So for me, it feels really weird in the sense that it's kind of like the opposite of what you'd expect. Like you're saying, you'd expect a whole new game, but it feels really, really user friendly to me. And I think it's kind of in favour of those who still love Mario Kart. And like Baker Boy, whenever I have a party, he's like, I'm bringing Mario Kart, and everyone loves it because I actually own it.
Including me.
Yeah, and everyone.
I didn't realise it was your Mario Kart.
Even my pals who don't game, they're all like, or like, oh, we played Mario Kart, and I'm like, oh gosh, we've created.
Yes, and I will say yes because they're the ones that can beat. They're the ones that can beat.
And it's people get so much enjoyment from it. So I kind of like. I think it's a step in the right direction because I think people are going to snap up that DLC and the trickle of it out. It's kind of an anticipation, like, oh, the new map's coming. Oh, rather than, oh, that really expensive cartridge is coming with a bunch of maps in it.
I have to say, 48 courses for $24.99 dollars. So I guess that's, I don't know, maybe about 18, 19 quid in the UK. It's not a bad price, but I don't know, the game's that old now, and the price of bloody Nintendo games at the best of times is so expensive. I kind of feel that this sort of stuff probably should have been done free. And I'm just also thinking that I think the hardcore Mario Kart 8 Deluxe fans might also just be wanting a new Mario Kart, because this isn't a new Mario Kart. When this launched on the Switch, right at the very start of the Switch's life, I think everyone thought that's just here until the new Mario Kart arrives. Switch has been out for years now. Years.
It has. I keep forgetting it's been out so long, and then I'm like, wait, I got this like.
The Switch was out. A little later in the life than the PS4 and the Xbox One, but not that much later. We're now on to a brand new generation, and the Switch is still there. So I don't know. It just seems a strange one, and yeah, I kind of get that if it's not broken, don't fix it. But I'm also like, Mario Kart's one of the big games. It's one of the big games and one of the reasons to own a Nintendo console. You know, there's certain things that you generally, although Blunder's kind of fly in the face with that, by saying he doesn't actually own Mario Kart. But you know, Paolo's got a Switch. Paolo owns Mario Kart. That was one of the first games Paolo got.
That was in the package, eh?
Yeah, because that's kind of one of the games that when you get a Nintendo console, that's one of the games you go, I've got to get Mario Kart. So it just seems a strange one that they don't seem to have prioritized. We're heading towards 2 Zeldas on the Switch before one new Mario Kart, which is, I don't know, a bit strange. I just love Mario Kart, and I just quite like to. I
don't know how much better you could make Mario Kart on the Switch. I don't know what you could do with it to make it a new game, other than new courses.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I'm not really there to.
It's not your job.
It's not my job to worry about that.
I also imagine they'd be trying to avoid every so often they always have pure stinker, and everyone goes, "That was the worst Mario Kart ever made." Same with the Smash Brothers on maybe the Wii U. No one like that, and I imagine they maybe get the fear of doing what FIFA 22 did, where everyone's like, "This is the worst FIFA I've ever played," and that's a yearly thing. So can you imagine They maybe playing it safe. Also, I don't know if it was maybe the same team that worked on that then did Mario Strikers or Mario Tennis, Mario Golf.
Well,
Whatever
maybe.
they do under the Mario banner, they're always really, really good. I think, like their own.
I would say
things.
so. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
listen, Mario Strikers looks great. Actually, I really do think that looks good. I don't know. It's just a bit weird that it was Wii U, and then if you kind of think that the Switch was sort of the same generation as the PS4 and the Xbox One, then that's a Mario Kart game from 2 generations ago, and I'm just like a bit like, and now they're releasing paid DLC until 2023, so that's going to be so by the time that we potentially even and they're not going to do that and then suddenly release a brand new Mario Kart, I don't think.
No,
But even if they
I
did,
don't think so.
so it kind of feels like the PS5 and the Xbox One will be 2.5, maybe 3 years old before a new Mario Kart comes to the Switch, and by that point, will there be a new console, or will the Switch still be going?
I don't think they'll do a new Mario Kart for the Switch. I think they'll just do what they've done now, because that's going to that's going to take you to what, 2023 was it? So then there's certainly not going to be a Mario Kart till 2024. If that's the case, possibly 2025, and by that time, I mean that's 4 years from now. You'd probably want a new Nintendo console by then.
If they bother making them. I mean, everyone says this generation's going to be the last one and all that. It's interesting. But yeah, as you said, the big disappointment does appear to be still nothing about Breath of the Wild 2, apart from that little teaser. I mean, obviously people know it's coming, but they knew it was coming anyway. And a new Metroid game. I know Metroid Dread's been very well received, but I think it was Metroid Prime 4 was the one that people were hoping to hear about. They didn't hear a thing about it. So I did see a few folk annoyed about that. Gamers annoyed on the internet.
What?
And the thing is, I clearly never read the press release, because the press release was games coming the first half of this year. And if anyone thought any of those games were just going to be like, we're here, they are delusional.
That was quite a filling morsel of discussion there. I feel just talking away about the Nintendo Direct. But do you know? I don't know about you, Blunder, but I've got a tiny bit of space for something more. Maybe just one or two little crumbs.
Oh,
Paolo, what do you think? Have you got any crumbs for us?
For you, Colin, there's anything, mate. Anything.
What are these crumbs?
It's a different kind of stomach. It's a different stomach for the Cozy Crumbs. First, there's going to be esports at the Commonwealth Games, gentlemen. Yes, Birmingham 2022 is going to have esports at it. It's a pilot scheme. They're going to give it a trial. There's not going to be any medals for anything, but they are going to include esports as part of the Commonwealth Games programme, would you believe?
Esports.
It looks like Dota 2 is possibly going to be one of the games that they do, but that's all they've said.
A game I have never played.
Nah, it's not my scene, mate. Not my scene.
I don't know what it stands for.
Day of the Arachnids 2. Grand Theft Auto 6 is in development. It's well underway. There's no date. That's what they're saying. Basically, they've come out and said, of course we're making it. Worst kept secret in the world.
Yep.
It's well underway. But Grand Theft Auto 5, remember, is coming to the next gen. The third generation of consoles for that game. And that's on March the 15th. And Colin, you were saying it's going to be free on Sony
for 3 months, I believe. The online version of the game is, yeah.
Online version. Which is not what they said when they first announced it. They said the whole game was going to be free, if I remember rightly.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
I picked it up wrong. No, you're right.
I think it's the online.
It is the online. And the last wee crumb for you, son, is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been delayed until 2023. A game that I think actually looks really quite good.
Looks great, yeah.
But the reason for it being delayed to 2023 is potentially to allow Gotham Knights to come out in 2022, which looks good as well.
I'm so excited for Gotham Knights. I've been excited for like years.
He loves it. Anyway, that's your Cozy Crumbs.
I don't know if I'm as excited about that. I think I would rather a Suicide Squad game come out first. It looks. I wasn't sure about the Suicide Squad until I saw the trailer for it. Thought it looked really good. Blunder, forgive me, you're going to be disgusted at me, but who are the Gotham Knights again? Is that like Nightwing and all that?
Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, and Red Hood.
Oh yeah.
So it's Barbara Gordon, Dick Grayson.
Blunder called this as well because I don't know why I'm assuming it's going to be the case. The Court of Owls. I don't know why I'm assuming this is attached. Blunder called this. I remember being at your house, Blunder. I mean, potentially 2 years ago, and you going, I bet you they make a Court of Owls game.
Yeah, it was such a well-received comic storyline. It was really good, and it kind of tied lots of things together. It's a really interesting game as well because it's like, spoilers for an old game, my oldish game. The trailer's like Batman's dead, and it's like it's this whole thing. So you're like, oh, it's a sequel to Arkham Knight, and then it's like, no, it's its own universe. So it's a weird sort of like
that's DC for you.
It's a total tease where you're like, oh yay, and it's like, nah, it's a different Batman that's dead. So you're like, oh. But I think it looks good, and I don't know if you watched any of the videos when they were teasing it or any of the dev videos, but like the order you do the missions can affect how other missions play out. So like the Mr. Freeze mission, if you go do it as Barbara or Batbite and stuff, because you get to drive around the city, they've all got different vehicles. If you do it at first,
is there a tank?
The dial. No,
is there monotonous tank sections?
No, I think they'll drive really fast. I think the Red Hood, he might kind of have something tankish. I don't
like they're going to do a tank again.
not like the Bat tank, but I think he'd probably have something bigger. But I think they've all got bikes. They've all definitely get fast, zippy around vehicles. And there's lots of dialogue and stuff. But yeah, so if you do it as Barbara, if you leave it longer, it changes how it could the level. And there was a big Dave video on it, and that's when I got really excited. And then it went radio silence. I was like, they've cancelled it, but they have not. I'm so excited.
No, Blunder, they kept it just for you.
They did.
Just for you, Blunder. They were going to cancel it, but then they thought we couldn't do that at Blunder.
Absolutely.
Any thoughts on Suicide Squad? I'm just derailing Paulo's crumbs a little bit here, but any. I was quite pleasantly surprised by it. I thought it looked a lot better than. I mean, I originally was a bit like, don't think I'll bother playing that.
I don't like the Suicide Squad as a concept, so I'm already coming in on the back foot with it. But it looked like a fun game.
Yeah,
I'm a bit. I don't. You know me. I'm like always a good guy. I don't like really being bad guys. So
that's my problem. That's my problem with the Suicide Squad. You know, many like
you guys are ridiculous, by the way. Just unbelievable. We're not having this argument again. Just deal with it.
No.
Unbelievable. Right, anyway.
Last thing, you'll never really play a bad guy because it'll be like, oh no, the Justice League are suddenly corrupt and evil. So it's never like you're not killing the Justice League as in, I'm going to go be a bad guy. It's always some weird twist in it.
Yeah, but also, being a baddie is just, this is the thing, right?
It's wrong.
It's not though. See, the thing is, right? See, if you take the Walking Dead, for instance, right? The Walking Dead, and of course the character Negan. We won't go into details about him and all that. But Negan's group called the Saviors. In their world, they're the goodies. I mean, they're not actually goodies; they're clearly baddies. But they're their own brand of goodies. And Rick,
now the Suicide Squad are the bad guys. That's what makes them good because they're like, we're bad guys. I love that. So that they like.
Well, exactly. They're just living their own life. They're just living their truth.
I just struggle with it. I hate being renegade.
I'm with you, Blunder. I'm with you.
Colin's right. Wrong. No, I'm not. You guys are just children. Anyway, I suppose it's time to discuss the subbies.
Subbies.
We've got a couple of Game Pass editions.
Oh, he's not even letting you do it. That's outrageous.
No, I'm just moving straight across it. New stream. Who dis? On the 10th of February, Besiege is coming to console. That's today. I don't know what Besiege is, but it's there. It's in Game Pass now. On the 17th of February, that is next week, Total War Warhammer 3 is coming to PC Game Pass. As we've said multiple times, the fact that they never called it Total Warhammer is a massive on goal or open goal that they missed, whatever.
I think we fell at a certain point as well in the Game Pass announcements where they'll probably drop tomorrow for the rest of the month. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. So these are not ideal, but it's fine. We'll work with it. Until the 16th of February, you've got a little bit of time. You're getting a ground hydrophobia. until the 28th of February. Got a little bit longer on this. This is Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse. And from the 16th of February to the 28th of February, we've got Band of Bugs. And then from February the 16th until March the 15th, Aerial Knights Never Yield. I still hate that they do those dates like that. Anyway, over on the PlayStation side of town,
I always feel there should be some sort of jazz accompaniment to that.
Indeed, absolutely. Took a stroll down the PlayStation side of town. Hello there.
We smoke effect in front of Colin.
Yoshida-san, what have you got for me tonight? Was that Shuhei Yoshida shoot me
that
dead?
Was that Tommy gun, yeah.
Tommy gun.
What did I do to you, Shuhei? Planet Coaster Console Edition is coming to PS5. That's for the month of February and PS Plus. On the PS4, you've got UFC 4 if you want to just go and smash people in the face. And also we've got Tiny Tinies Assault on Dragon Keep, which is a Wonderland's one-shot adventure. There we are. Anyway, we better move on to games that we've been playing. And last week, we did some multiplayer here on the podcast, playing some Dread Hunger, and we played the Dread Hunger's just moved into new release, and we played the brand new map, The Expanse. I had mixed fortunes that night. I got... There was a rather unusual glitch that outed me as the thrall and resulted in my death very early. I was furious about it. But what it did mean was that the boys finally achieved a win.
Yay!
We did.
Because the thrall was dead. What were your thoughts on the new map?
It was good fun. It was nice. It was. I liked how it was different. You know, the other maps are slightly different, but this is you know, as you go into the map, it changes dramatically. And
yeah,
that's a danger hotspot up at the lighthouse, isn't it?
Yes,
that's instant death written all over it up there.
It's a very tough map.
Yes,
because there's added cannibals just roaming about, not summoned by the.
Oh yes,
and as I found out, the cannibals attack the thrall as well, so that wasn't much good.
That doesn't seem right though, does it?
No, I wasn't happy about that. It's probably just as well that because of proximity chat, people couldn't hear me because I was going off on one. It's great though. I was very impressed with the new map. I think it looked absolutely gorgeous, and as Paulo says, it's very different. It's much more built up. There's a little sort of like I guess it's like a kind of whaling town or something. There's all these kind of warehouses and outhouses and buildings and all that you can use and can scavenge equipment and all that. And then of course the lighthouse, which kind of dominates the landscape. It really is. It was absolutely gorgeous, and it just added some much needed variety to the game. There's been a whole host of tweaks as well. I really like Dread Hunger, and I was very pleased to see it to see it launching into full release. And yeah, the new map I think is great. Blunder, you've had a few games of Dread Hunger, maybe not played quite as much as Paulo and I, but what were your thoughts?
It's fun. I really like it. It's the social deduction in a different spin, obviously, but it's good fun, and all the different systems like having to eat and keep warm, and then all the wee new additions, like the new things you need to make different items and the character classes. It's good. No, I really like it. It's got a good bit of depth to it. It's not just load up and murder folk. You've got kind of you're planning about it.
They've definitely made the crafting a bit more difficult now with the addition of nails and things like that. They've removed some of the items and added new ones in.
I was annoyed you couldn't go on the top of the lighthouse. I ran all the way up those stairs to die at the lighthouse, and I was like, no!
I was caged off. I found that.
Yeah, I was raging. I was like, I want to be a shining beacon.
But you're always a shining beacon, Blunder boy, always.
But no, good fun, and always fun to play with members of the community as well.
Yeah.
Even when they do murder you, it's like,
Cinema's a thrall. Cinema's a thrall, everyone.
Paolo, we'll jump to you quickly. What have you been playing? I see you've been playing a few bits and pieces. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Well, I'll first of all, I'll tell you that I finished Halo. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finished it. Thank God.
You haven't done Halo Wars. You haven't done those ones.
I said I didn't say I was. I said I was doing the numbered Halos.
I don't think you've finished Halo, mate.
No,
I'm not 3 or 4 games you have to do.
I'm not doing it. Do you know?
You said Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? There's 7
No,
Halo?
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like 2 trilogies almost.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Halo Infinite was good. It was enjoyable. The open worldness of it really added a wee different flavour. The grapple is a game changer for it. That's really good fun. But like I was saying on stream, you're not meant to play them the way I played them. They were far too similar. I just felt like I was playing one game since July 19th is when I started playing Halo. We looked it up. July 19th. Today is 10th of February. That's how long it's taken.
Gosh.
Once all the series is to decide to do every one off. I mean, apart from obviously all the Wars ones.
But do you know, I'd never played them, and I thought
it's just I just don't know if it was that. I mean, yeah, I'm bet you're glad you've I say done it. I bet you're glad that you're now not doing it again.
Yes, yeah, I think so. I need a break from it. I mean, I never said I would play Halo Infinite on stream, but it felt silly not to. Once I finished Halo 5, it felt silly not to. But it was good fun. It's done. It's done. Push it aside. Something new.
Good.
Of course, I'm addicted to Star Citizen. It's so nice, so good, so much fun, so bonkers. I mean, it's so broken but so brilliant at the same time. Just a really good existing world. I play that a lot on stream at the moment. If you're interested in seeing it, it was very good fun. And I started a career mode in FIFA.
You did,
which I love playing FIFA, but playing Ultimate Team can be a bit dull and a bit boring for people that are not into FIFA. So I was trying to think of ways to make FIFA more appealing to people who are maybe not 100% keen on watching the football. So I started a career, and a lot of it, I've only done one stream of it so far, but a lot of it was the transfers. So it was maybe even more dull than normal. But I've made it so that it's maybe a bit more interesting to watch than just battering out Ultimate Team games.
I did watch a little bit of you playing that in Paolo, and it was the equivalent of Paolo taking everyone to a football car boot sale.
Aye,
with he had like 50p in his pocket, and he was trying to come back with 3 midfielders.
I mean, listen,
50p.
We started with £1 million, and my budget is now something like 2.8 million, and I've bought 4 or 5 players. So I'm on the up for the financials. Unfortunately,
I mean, you're not on the up with points though, are you? Let's be honest.
On the field is a different story. But
they wanted a football manager and they got a bank manager.
It's so nice to play. My beloved Partick Thistle aren't in the actual game because they're not in the league. So I've had to put in a kind of a makeshift team, and you can change the name of the team, which is great, but you can't change the players' names, which drive me insane. So it's just these generic names. So the quicker I can buy people to get real footballers into that team, the better. It just makes it a bit more fun to play when it's actual players.
And of course, you can follow the trials and tribulations of Partak Fizel on twitch.tv/Paul Kaczynski. But yeah, no, sorry, I just had to get that joke in.
That was a very good one.
What I'll look at him doing his this year. I'm doing his post-match interview.
Too, yeah. Stephanie Stephenson, I believe, is the woman asking me the questions.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
I was wondering how you get Steve Stevenson. It's just listener.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much me. It's just I'm having a ball streaming at the moment, so it's a lot of Star Citizen at the moment, unfortunately, for people that don't like Star Citizen. But it's my most popular streams, I have to say. Star Citizen.
That's it. Got to
love the stars.
What you been playing?
So I jumped into the world of Dying Light 2 because you know me, I love murdering zombies. And Zombie-Lombs, which I've started calling them now, even though I didn't want to.
Yes!
I keep saying it, and I'm like,
Zombie-Lombs.
I like came through the city, and I'm like, oh, that's Zombie-Lomb, and I'm like, oh, so I just brutally smashed the zombie to death. But no, I'm going to say it's better than expected, and I said that to Josh Sandwich. He came in to some original Steven stream and we're chatting about it, and he's like, "How you getting on?" He just finished it, and I was like, "It's better than I thought it was going to be." When I first saw the first trailer, I was like, "That was stinking."
And
And
a
then
lot of the
more,
reviews haven't been very kind to it.
yeah,
so...
well, I kind of, I don't really read reviews because I always think they're weird sometimes. So I literally just was like, I'll bite the bullet. Zombies, you can never go wrong with battling a zombie if you're bored. And it's good. Like, the parkour's good. I don't know if it's as good as the first game.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like my arms aren't long enough, and then next minute I'm hanging off something. I'm like, I don't know how I got here.
I have heard some folks saying that the parkour seems quite floaty.
Then when you get
to the
it,
previous game.
it's good. The weapons are amazing. You get a really good thud, and the dual sense it feels like you're cracking zombies' heads open. Like
that's
Night
cool.
Punk was watching. It's like that's a really satisfying noise. I was like, oh, it feels great as well. Don't worry. The story's a bit cliched, and I don't quite understand the science behind it. But it's a zombie game, so it's going to be like that. But it's intriguing. It's got me intrigued. Tons of side quests, which I'm doing rather than playing the main game. But no, fun, and it looks nice, and the sound design's good, and the zombies are genuinely scary. There's bits where you've got to crawl through these areas of sleepers, and if you get too close, they wake up, and then the whole room wakes up, and you're like,
oh dear.
But you can hide under tables, and they'll fall back asleep and stuff, so it's good. So I've been playing Dying Light 2, get back to that, and it's good for just chilling and running around and being daft. I finished In Sound Mind, so I decided to play another horror game. I finally played and completed in one stream Blair Witch.
Wow, you did it all in one stream?
Yeah, one stream. It was very, very good. I think it started really strong. Then it got a bit weird in the middle with angry foliage, and I was like, I don't know what's happening here. And it kind of lost a bunch of its really cool mechanics really quickly. Like, there's this whole thing with tapes, and you rewind them and play them to change things in the world.
Which is genuinely terrifying.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And then it just disappears for like 2.5, 3 hours. And then it comes back near the end, and you're like, oh, I forgot that was a thing. So I think the start and the end are good, although the last chapter's like 25 minutes too long. I didn't care by the end. I was rolling my eyes and was like, just hurry up. And the viewers were kind of the same, apart from one thing in the end, and everyone was like, yes. But it feels like the middle, they kind of went, oh no, the game's too samey, we need to change it up a bit, and then it just got a bit bizarre, and then went back to the really scary stuff. Like, I was terrified, I had no net.
Properly scary at the end.
The end.
Properly scary.
There's a good clip of me cacking my pants, and then Arcade were like, goodbye, your neck, because I was just like, I was too scared to move, and then they overdid it, and I was like, oh, right, now I'm just running through the level. So mixed bag, but good, on the whole, good. If you can get it in the sale and you want a good scare, and have your guts ripped out emotionally, play that.
It's made by lovely friends Blunder, who donated Layers of Fear. It was Layers of Fear they sent us for one of the save points many moons ago. Good,
and you get
to
you get to pat a dog and feed it dog treats, which is good. And it's good for kind of trying to guess what's happening. It's a game where you kind of talk, kind of go, I think it's this, I think it's that. And then just quickly, I went back to playing Astral Chain on my Switch because I'd stopped playing it on the handheld because it was hurting my neck and it was so much happening. So I've got my Switch connected back to my TV. Oh, it's glorious! It's so good. I might stream some of it because it's really good. It's like Bayonetta meets crazy anime monster alien things.
Nice.
And it's a really strong game.
See, just before you go off, Blair Witch.
Yeah.
I think the rumour's still kicking about that Blunder are going to do a Silent Hill game. Would you be into that?
I'd heard that. Yes, I would. I think they handle horror really well, and I think they'd handle Silent Hill really well. So if they go, because I know they did a bunch of weird tweets about it, and like, we're working on a game that begins with S and an H, and like they were doing this, and everyone was like, I guess it's Silent Hill. I think they do it really well. Can't they do worse than Canary?
Oh yeah,
they need to sell that license because they're just like flogging a dead horse with a stick.
Yeah, it's a strange one. It's not doing very well there.
Yeah.
It could be very cool though. That would be quite exciting. I think if Blunder. I mean, Blunder seem to be the team for doing horror at the moment. Really, I mean, obviously the Resident Evil games are a separate thing, and obviously they're their own, very much their own thing. But Blunder seem to be the studio for making horror at the moment. I really liked Blair Witch. I played it. We got sent a code for it. I ended up playing it. when it launched, when it released. When was that? It was quite a while back now.
2019?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah.
And I really did enjoy it. I'm a big fan. Blair Witch is genuinely one of my favourite horror films. That the original Blair Witch Project I saw in the cinema. I was actually too young, I think, to see it, and I kind of snuck in with my pal to go and see it. So yeah, and it genuinely creeped me out, and I really liked it so much so that Paolo and I actually spoofed the Blair Witch for one of our foot racing videos many moons ago.
I have to give a shout out to Subtle Straff, who sent me a video about the Blair Witch, and it's a guy who I can't remember his name, he's a YouTuber, but he looks at films and tries to give other theories behind what the story is. So the one that Subtle sent me was the fact the guy looks at it as if the Blair Witch has got no fantastical or ghostly elements to it. It's purely a story about the two guys trying to murder the woman. And it's really quite cool. Clever the way the guy breaks it all down and all that. And I'll still be kicking about in the Discord as well if anybody wants to watch it. It's quite good. It's quite good. But Blair Witch terrified me.
Yeah, it's really good, and the game really captures the feel of that that movie. I mean, it certainly does. Blunder's right. There is points where it changes quite stylistically at points, and I don't know if I felt as strongly as Blunder did about it, but yeah, it did take some slightly odd turns. But the points, there's various points, like for instance, minor spoilers, but you find a house in the woods at one point, and that chilled me to the bone.
Oh no!
It chilled me to
the
the
house
bone.
so well because it's not there, and then it's there, and you go.
And yeah, I mean, and it just conjures up the feeling of the film.
Yeah,
and you Blunder almost retching is about right, because that's that kind of clawing feeling of anxiety and dread
your stomach just drops.
I spent an hour trying to get through the house, and the Baker Boy watched the VOD back to missed it, and he's like, "That took you an hour, that bit. No wonder you were complaining." And it's because I was literally like moving a millimeter at points, and I was like, "I want it."
Well, I'm sure I streamed it as well, and yeah, I kind of feel it. If I hadn't been streaming it, I probably would have went, "Nope, I'm just not going in." You're like, everyone's watching, you're like, "I better bloody do it."
I had that feeling,
yeah.
Is it akin to like that kind of creepiness you get in like Returnal when you see the house, or is it way beyond that?
Yeah, it's like that, but it's like turned up to 11.
No, I couldn't do it.
Because you know what the house is.
It's because you know the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas, in Returnal, you're like, "Oh, that house is a bit creepy. That's a bit like the house in Blair Witch." Whereas you're like, "No, that is the house in Blair Witch." It's a slightly different kettle of fish.
Oh no, I'd be out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very good game. I enjoyed it. I've played a little bit. Myself and Sherry Bobbins played a bit of It Takes Two, which of course Paolo talked very positively about last week. We've only played a little bit of it. I think we've beat the second boss, so that'll give you a sort of idea of roughly where we are. It's really good. It is really good. It's a proper throwback to a real kind of co-op adventure. The characters are great. I really like what they're doing with the story, and I didn't realise it was quite as Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as it is, which I'm really like. I just love all that. You see Micro Machines, see anything where you're like very, very small in like an everyday environment. That's like dreams come true. That's why I was ultimately so far quite relatively disappointed with Grounded, but at the same time, I also can't wait till Grounded finally becomes what it's going to be, because I think it's going to be great. So yeah, I'll probably be playing more of that in the time. Shed Bombs to get a bit stressed out playing it, because it's quite intense. It's got these fairly challenging moments in it, but a lot of fun. And last but not least, I played some Hitman 3 the other day, having a whale of a time with it. And I generally been doing playing it a few different ways. The level design in the Hitman games is always good, but Hitman 3's got some fabulous stuff. I was in a Berlin nightclub.
There's a rave in your chat for that.
There was a rave. There was a proper rave in my chat. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. The animated emotes are really helping with that. there's an interesting one because it's also got that wonderful Hitman madness that I was mucking about. And this particular bit that people are seeing, I've gone postal by this point. I'm just literally shooting everybody, bad guys and others. And I picked up a banana to see. I was like, I wonder if I can kill somebody with a banana. Turns out you can kill somebody with a banana.
Nice.
And I proceed to kill lots of people with a banana while I laughed so hard at the killing people. These people are firing at me and throwing grenades at me, and I'm running up and murdering them with a banana. It was absolute joy.
I think my favorite thing.
So durable.
I think my favorite thing you said was something like, "These guys are getting potassium down their nut."
Quality content. I have to say though, just before we move on, Hitman 3 is fabulous. It really is absolutely fabulous. I'd sort of like coveted it for a while. I'd kind of wanted to play it, but I hadn't got it, and then I bought it. It's now available on Game Pass. All the games are there. I would urge you to play them. They are brilliant games. They're super hard at point, but actually, it's quite good at guiding you through things. You can discover things, and it sort of will sort of give you an idea. There's various different storylines, various different ways you can play through the levels. Lots and lots of fun. Definitely worth checking out. And in Hitman 3 in particular, episode 2, A Death in the Family, is genuinely like an Agatha Christie murder mystery in a big house. And it genuinely is one of the best missions I've ever played in a game. I adored it. So much so that I finished it and immediately went back. I'm like, I want to do it again. It's brilliantly designed. Hitman 3 is excellent. I played a bit of it the other week in VR. I nearly vomited everywhere, but it's super good. It's so good.
Nice.
The viewers have been in touch, telling us what they've been playing. So let's hear what people have been playing. Razor Lewis has been in touch. Let's see. The new Destiny season has got my brain buzzing. It doubtless won't hold my attention as long as Elden Ring, but I'll be chewing through The Witch Queen on launch day. Also, Pokemon Legends Arceus. It good. Sounds great. Sounds great. I think there's been quite a lot of love for the Pokemon game.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, it's very chill. It's good to just sit and play it before we go to bed and unwind.
I'm super excited about Elden Ring as well. I'll tell you that much. That looks really good. Subtle Sras been in touch on the Discord, been playing Hollow Knight, State of Decay 2, and a new season of Destiny 2 is imminent, but you got to pay for it, and I'm broke. We feel you there. We feel you. That's quite. We've all been there. Raider Die got in touch in the Discord. Watched the Nintendo Direct. Looking forward to the Wii Sports Online. I guess that's the Switch one.
Switch Sports
and the Mario Soccer. There isn't Mario Soccer, mate. It's Mario. What's it called? Mario.
He's got that all wrong.
It's called. You got everything wrong. It's Switch. It's Switch Sports. What's it called? Switch. Nintendo Switch Sports, and it's Mario Strikers Battle League Football. All right, but there is soccer. They have called it soccer in the Wii Sports, but the Mario game's called football because that's the proper name of the sport. There we are. That's alienated our American listeners. Also, Xbox Scruffy has been in touch. What a fanboy this guy is. He's even got Xbox in his name.
He's an ambassador, don't you know?
He is an ambassador. An Xbox ambassador. Got in touch on Twitter, sorry. I've been enjoying some Halo. Oh, surprise, mate. Oh. I've been enjoying some Halo. Completed the recent event and got the Neon Mohawk for my Spartan. Other than that, lots of Elite. Oh, and I'm back on the plastic crack again with some Star Wars Legion minis. Yeah!
He's in. He's in.
Yeah!
I got a message from him saying next day delivery is a killer.
It's very dangerous. What army is he going for?
He's got rebels. He's got the your kind of old
good guys.
fleet troopers with the new Hope helmets, that kind of thing.
Linsmer got in touch on Twitter, said, talk about Wordle. It's all right. There's a whole thing been happening on Wordle. I mean, I don't mind Wordle. I've had some days on it, but there's a big hoo-ha about American spellings of names and words.
There was one the other day.
I don't know what it was. I kind of fallen away from it a wee bit. I'll probably give it another go. But so the UK based Wordle fiends are a bit annoyed at being done out of because they're like, I said that game, but I didn't get it. Cause I said that word, but I didn't get it because of the way you spell it. Well, it's gone to the New York Times.
Yep.
The New York Times has now taken over it, or will be taking over it. So it's going to be American spellings from now on. You just have to get used to it, I guess. And finally, Alnubis got in touch just to say Skyrim, and more Skyrim. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Anyone ever heard of Skyrim?
It's that game that Phil Spencer wants players of Starfield. He wants more players of Starfield than Skyrim. That's the only time I've heard it.
Well, he's going to have to release Starfield then, isn't he? Because Skyrim's got 20 years on him. Yeah, so that is what we've been playing. That's what the viewers and listeners have been playing. If you'd like to let us know what you've been playing, here's how you do it.
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
There we go. So, we've got some new releases, and of course, this is February. This is the big month at the start of 2022. There's so many games coming here in February, so let's rattle through them. Launching today on the 10th of February, you've got Crossfire X coming to Xbox Series X and Xbox One. You've got Edge of Eternity, and that's coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, and Xbox One. That's also today. Also today, out there, Oceans of Time's coming to PC. And on the 11th of February, you've got Unbound Worlds Apart. That's coming to Xbox Series and Xbox One. Also on the 11th, you've got Lost Ark coming to PC. On the 14th of February, what is that? That's Valentine's Day, isn't it? Valentine's Day. If you're looking for something to get that special someone, you could maybe get them. Infernax. That's coming to PC, Xbox, and PS4, and the Switch. On the 15th of February, you've got Rumbleverse. That's coming to PS5 and PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Don't know if it's coming to Xbox Series S. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires is also coming on the 15th of February. That's coming to PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, and Switch. King of Fighters 15 is coming on the 17th of February. That's coming to PC, PS5, PS4, and Xbox Series consoles. And of course, we discussed this earlier on, but coming to PC on the 17th of February is Total War Warhammer 3. Okay, this one is a big one. On the 18th of February, Horizon Zero West is coming to PS5 and PS4. That's going to be quite an exciting one. Going to be interesting to see. On the 22nd, it was talked about a little bit earlier on, the viewers' games. Destiny 2, The Witch Queen is launching. That's going to launch on PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One. And the Stadia. Jeez, that's the first time we've heard that. On the 24th of February, Martha is Dead's coming to PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, and Xbox One. And also on the 24th, you've got Grid Legends. That's coming to PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, and Xbox One. And finally, on the 25th of February, this one is a big one. It is From Software's newest game, made in collaboration with George R.R. Martin of Game of Thrones fame. It is, of course, Elden Ring, coming to PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series S and X, and Xbox One. I'm super excited about Elden Ring. I don't know whether we'll get a hold of it or anything, but I'm definitely...
Even I'm a bit excited.
Even I'm a bit excited, I'm with you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
I was
I'm telling you right now, if we get a code, I'm pulling rank. These are my games!
Bandai Namco, mate. We're never getting a code.
Not a chance. Not a chance. We better just have a whip round and chat. Anyone, spare a few shekels for an old ex-slipper. Right, we've had some sass in the chat.
As always.
As usual. And we know who it's from as well.
The two usual suspects.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Monkey was talking about when you were mentioning The Walking Dead earlier on. He said, "Oh, here we go. Colin has probably met someone famous in The Walking Dead. Now we're going to get to hear about it."
Well, funny you should say that. No, I haven't actually met anyone in The Walking Dead. I would like to. Although, funnily enough, I do know someone who knows King Ezekiel.
There you go. Second-hand name drop.
There we go. There we go. Exactly. That's more like a name frisbee, maybe. I haven't quite dropped it. It hasn't quite clanged.
Aye.
But I've sort of tossed it.
That's aye. It's like you're a doubles team, but it's not your shot.
Aye.
So I've looked into the eyes as someone who's looked into the eyes of that person.
I suppose it's a bit like when you're the supporter of a team and you're like, well, we won the cup. I mean, you didn't really win the cup. You just watched someone else win the cup, but you're going to like take the glory anyway.
Aye.
That's sort of what this is like. I know someone who knows them or worked with them once, and I'm like, well,
you do a very good impersonation of someone from The Walking Dead, though.
I do. Yeah.
Do you want to let's hear it? Just for Ride or Die.
Just Coral.
Oh, hold on, sorry, Colin, you need to wait. Someone from Kentucky's just walked in.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's seamless. It's a seamless Southern accent. I actually have to say, I don't think. I mean, I know that's become a whole meme, but I don't think Andrew Lincoln's accent's that bad. But
yeah. But then I'm not from Kentucky, so
I quite like. Well, neither's he though.
That's what I mean, though. If something does like
Georgia, I don't know. I think it's set in Georgia. I don't know whether that's where Rick's from. I think that's where Rick's from.
Oh, the character, you mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, Andrew Lincoln's English.
He is. Anyway,
right. So that was the first bit of sass. Second bit of sass
is from your other partner in crime there,
the other sass master,
the Box himself, Tommy Box 298, who says, I need to stop talking about trying new things in Sea of Thieves. I should try Arena to improve my PvP, he says. Then they bin it off. Hey, do you know I've never done Flameheart? They bin him off. Maybe I should try talking about Returnal.
Unbelievable.
Outrageous.
Yeah, that's in reference to the fact that Flameheart's disappeared. He's disappeared from the sky. They seem to have brought forward some of the launch stuff. There's a new update. And yeah, Golden Sands is now shrouded. The beautiful Golden Sands.
Story stuff, though.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You didn't get to say goodbye. It's gone, mate. It's gone. They warned you.
Spending too much time up in the stars.
That's my own fault. It's my own fault.
That's it.
The galaxy's ocean.
You should have been looking around you instead of dreaming off into space, mate. So actually, I'm quite excited. We're going to be talking about streams in just a wee second, but I'm going to be sailing tomorrow with the lovely Fluffy Edge, and we'll be exploring some of that stuff. That'll be tomorrow afternoon,
Nice.
which will be Friday afternoon, kind of 2 p.m. ish.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to exploring that and seeing what's there. Yeah, there's been a few different islands. I see Evil Monkey just saying Devil's Ridge, Shipwreck Bay, and Crescent Isle are all enshrined in the shroud at the moment. And Flameheart appears to have potentially been defeated or taken elsewhere because he's vanished from the skies at the moment. I can't wait. I'm quite excited with what they're doing. It looks like they're really doing something a bit different this year with Sea of Thieves, and I can't wait to see. So yeah, that's that. We'll be talking about the boys and finding out what they're streaming in a minute. But first things first. Next week we've got something very special. This is something that we've been sort of working towards for quite a while. It's been something we've been kind of trying to figure out for a while. But the wonderful friend of the podcast, Mr. Just Off the Six, a wonderful LA-based comedy photographer, who genuinely takes photos of some of the most famous comedians in the world. He's going to slum it with us next week with the Nearly Men, and we're going to have a one-shot D&D. Blunder, myself, and Paolo are going to dust off the old role-playing skills, and we're Dungeon Master, Mr. Just Off the Six, is going to take us through an adventure. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be streamed on twitch.tv/justoffthesix. We will, of course, put it out on our socials to let you all know. That is Thursday, 17th of February at 8 p.m. UTC, so that's 8 p.m. UK time. We're going to play some D&D, and I don't know if we're going to announce character stuff, so I don't think we'll discuss that yet, but It's going to be an awful lot of fun. I can't wait to see what Six has got in store for us. He's very excited. He's not really told us anything, but we're going to be doing that. So that'll be next Thursday. So that'll be a lot of fun. Right, Paolo, you don't usually stream on a Friday. I guess you're not streaming. You're next up on Sunday.
Next one, Sunday morning. We continue our flights around the world. We take off from London and go into the mainland continent.
Oh, you had to have a wee hiatus, didn't you? You played some golf last week
because
your website was down.
Yes, the website we're using to track the round the world stuff wasn't as it was getting maintenance. So Pilot's Day off. We went for a game of golf. It's great.
Excellent. It was either that or go to visit your mistress. It was one of the two, wasn't it?
Yes, pretty much. And you can't stream that. You know what I mean?
Any pilots listening, that was a joke. Do not sue me. Do not try to sue me. It was a joke. It's a joke, pilots. It was a joke. What about yourself, Blunder? Are you on Sunday?
No, I've been off this whole week. So on Tuesday, I had my mum and sister up visiting, and Wednesday we had a man round to talk about the house, and then on Sunday, my husband's borrowing my webcam because he's got a bridge tournament and they need cams for it now. So I was like, you can. So I'm being a very nice husband, and I'm looking after the dogs that day. So
you just?
I won't be back till next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, that'll be next Tuesday, which will be the 15th. The 15th. There we are. So that's when you'll next catch Blunderboy on Blunderboy 87. As I said, I'll be on tomorrow afternoon, and of course, Paolo will be on for the place to be on a Sunday morning.
Yeah,
the Sunday social. So as I said, Thursday 17th, the Nearly Men will be on just off the Sixes Twitch channel doing some D&D. And for all you podcast watchers and listeners, the next episode of the podcast will be right here on twitch.tv/the Nearly Men, episode 103. It will be 8 p.m. UTC on the 24th of February.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn will be out by then.
It's the day before Elden Ring's out, mate.
And the day before Elden Ring. I mean, what are we going to talk about? Probably the Force Unleashed or something.
How it wrecked our switches.
But yes, gentlemen, if you get anything to say?
Charge your joypads.
Stay safe, everybody.
There we are. Thank you very much. Well, that was it. That was episode 102 of the podcast, brought to you by executive producer Hamster Boy.
Producer.
There we go. Thank you so much for listening, folks, and we'll see you next time.